morning. Good morning, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, hitting y'all with this live stream. Yes. Going to the headquarters of my new job, to meet some people. So I'm on the road for a little bit, just for today. It's a day trip, so I'm going out there for a few hours and I'm coming my ass back. Yes, sir. Anyway, how y'all doing this morning? Man, oh man. We definitely got to talk about this, right? We definitely got to talk about Timothy Bradley. We got to talk about Timothy Bradley, who made some assertions. He did a video or whatever the fuck, posted it on his social media, and he had his opinion about why TO female ducked Devin Haney. And it makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense whatsoever. Because of the reasoning that Timothy Bradley gave, I don't see the logic, right? I don't see the logic. Now, number one, he said that it was a power play. He said T.O. Female Lopez ducking Devin Haney was a power play, right? He wanted to fight. Ron Boots Ennis, which was basically it wouldn't have mattered if he beat or lost to Jerron Boots Ennis. He would not have to lose any face, right? If lost to Jerron Boots Ennis, well, at least he dared to be great, and there would be no, you know what I'm saying? Like, there would be no smut. He would not be embarrassed, right? And whatever the case may be. And that's what I believe. I believe that, it was a win-win situation for him if he fought Jerron Boots Ennis. But if he fought Devin Haney and lost, well, he would be the laughing stock in the sport of boxing. That's what he would believe, right? But I don't think that would be the case at all. Right? But according to Timothy Bradley, it was a power play because he would want more money than Turkey offered to fight Devin. Now, I don't know what the real reports are. They're saying I'm hearing 18 million or 19 million to fight Jerron Boots Ennis and 11 to fight Devin. But then I also hear that it's the same amount. I don't know what the fuck the numbers are. But in my opinion, T.O. Female Lopez ducking Devin had nothing to do with money, right? Now, but let Timothy Bradley tell it. It's because 11 million is not enough to fight Devin. What are we talking about? T.O. Female Lopez has never made $1 million in his entire career in one fight. He has never made $1 million in one fight. He's never been in a pay-per-view, right? He's never sold out any venue. He's never done any of that. So what in his resume and what is it in his past has shown that he would that his value would be more than $11 million. There's nothing there. There's no there. PPI's ass. Rex, what's good? Yo, what's going on? So there's nothing in T.O.'s resume. There's nothing economically. There's nothing T.O. has done financially in any fight that shows that he's worth more than $11 million. $11 million, that's a huge payday for T.O. Female Lopez. So I don't understand where this is coming from, but that's neither here nor there, right? Now, what gets me is when Timothy Bradley Timothy Coonley, or Tim McCoon Bradley, says that no one is afraid of Devin Haney after his last performance. Well, then answer me this question. After Devin whooped on Jose Ramirez, he put out a hit list of a lot of top fighters in the sport right now, including Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Tonka Truck Davis, Coonshawn Davis, right? Coonshawn Davis, and others. If no one is afraid of Devin, then why has none of these fighters called out Devin after he called him out? How come no one has raised their hand and say, okay, fight me next? Fight me next, or fight me after my next fight. A lot of these fighters have fights coming up, but they could say, okay, I'm your Huckleberry. How come no fighter has done that after the Jose Ramirez fight? Tim McCoon said after he fought Jose Ramirez, okay, then what's the problem? He even goes as far as to say he would come back. He will come back at 147 or whatever to fight Devin Haney. All right, do it. Come out of retirement. Put that commentator's mic down. Come out of retirement and fight Devin. No one is afraid to fight Devin Haney. And what is my question is, what about why the Jose Ramirez performance? Why would that be the barometer? What about the Jose Ramirez fight makes Devin look like a soft touch? If Devin's performance was so horrible, all he did was run, then and you have no fear of losing to Devin, then go ahead and fight him. Tell him you want him next. Right? Why aren't these fighters doing it? Devin's a runner. He's pillow-fisted. He's afraid to get hit. Okay. Then go ahead and fight him. What's the problem? Why are we... What is... I don't understand the mentality of some of these individuals. Tim McCoon Bradley says, well, I've been in the game, blah, blah, blah. Basically saying, because I'm a professional fighter, or I was a professional fighter, y'all should listen to me. I'm credible. Well, if you are really credible, then you would not have an issue with Devin's last performance. If you really understand, you really know the game, and you want people to believe you. If you don't want people to say you need more people, then you would be honest about this situation with Devin Haney. You would use your own experience. You would use your own experience where you put out bad performances and came back and handled business. A la Ruslan Bravanikov, you know what I'm saying, and Marquez. Right? You had what one might consider to be a bad performance, which was actually a bad performance, and came back and handled business against Marquez. But when Devin fought Jose Ramirez, he did not have a bad performance. Now, and he won. If you want to say that a fighter is afraid to get hit because the other fighter could not land a punch on him, then you sound crazy as hell. Because Devin was in a ring, right? The squared circle with Jose Ramirez. There was nowhere for Devin to go that would dictate that Jose Ramirez could land a punch on him. Where could Devin go? I mean, are we talking about a 100-meter football field? How big was the ring to where Jose Ramirez couldn't possibly land a punch? Y'all want to say Devin ran. Y'all want to say there was excessive movement from Devin Haney. But y'all are not putting the onus on Jose Ramirez to cut off the ring, to press the action, to be effectively aggressive. Y'all want to focus on one or two of the criteria for scoring boxing. Y'all want to focus on the clean and effective punches, or clean hard punches. You want to focus on that. That, as a matter of fact, that's what y'all want to focus on. Y'all wanted Devin to use the jab more, but Devin won 12 out of 12 rounds, in my opinion, maybe 11 in that fight. He used the ring, right? He used footwork. He landed punches. Devin was landing combinations, but y'all don't want to say nothing about that, right? Because he didn't throw combinations every 2 seconds. Y'all wanted Devin to stand there and throw combinations and go back and forth with Jose Ramirez. What kind of game plan is that? Devin is a pure boxer. Devin is a pure boxer who has, in the past, stood in the pocket, who, did not use that much movement and was handling business. He did that against Regis Prograis. He did that against Ryan Garcia. He did that against Lomachenko, where he did not leave the center of the ring. He didn't leave the center of the ring, but all of a sudden, Devin is a runner. Devin is a runner because he decided to use more footwork to set Jose Ramirez up for the punches he wanted to land. Oh, Devin didn't use enough jabs, but he damn sure used enough check hooks. He damn sure used enough body shots. But y'all don't want to say nothing about that. Oh, Devin didn't land no punches. Devin didn't throw no punches. Devin didn't blah, blah, blah. Well, how many punches did Jose Ramirez land? How many punches did Jose Ramirez throw? How many times did Jose Ramirez cut off the ring? You don't only have to use your feet to cut off the ring. You can use punches to cut off the ring. You can shuffle. You can shuffle step. You can sidestep and throw punches. It's possible. Demonstrate that. I will demonstrate how you can cut off the ring, not just using your feet, but using throwing punches. You can use them throwing body shots, throwing hooks, right? Here's a good example. Look at the Charlo versus LaManna fight. Now, LaManna is not the boxer Devin is, but I want y'all to look at how Jamal Charlo, the coon, right? Jamal Coons only Charlo. I didn't watch the fight. I made sure that when I saw the fight, that no money went to Jamal Charlo. But I didn't watch the full fight. I watched the highlights. Yep, I watched the highlights, and I saw enough. I want you guys to peep how Jamal Charlo, quite effortlessly and using minimal energy, was able to cut off the ring against LaManna. It does not take a lot of energy and a lot of effort to cut off the ring, y'all, if you do it properly. That's what Jamal Charlo did, right? That's what Jose Ramirez could have done to Devin, but he did not do it. What did he do? He plotted after him. He followed him around the ring. That is not how you cut off the ring. That is not how you press the action. Let me tell you what. Now, see, people use this term afraid to kind of use it against Devin, right? Oh, no one's afraid of Devin. Well, if you're talking about getting knocked out, well, yeah, no one's afraid of Devin. No one's afraid to get knocked out by Devin. No one's afraid to get hurt by Devin, but you should be. Because he hurt Lomachenko, he hurt Regis Prograis, he hurt Jose Ramirez, he hurt Ryan Garcia. In his last 4 fights, Jose Ramirez, Ryan Garcia, Regis Prograis, and Lomachenko. He hurt all the motherfuckers. He dropped Regis. He hurt Ryan Garcia. He said it himself. Right? But because Ryan Garcia was on the juice, because Ryan Garcia had a Jack LaLanne goddamn juicer on deck, when he got hurt by Devin, it didn't really affect him. Queen Sister Cameron, make sure you drop your link, man. Y'all go check out Queen Sister Cameron, man. She has a lot of great information on her channel about mental health. And she is a legitimate mental health professional, so she knows what she's talking about. And she demonstrates it. She just say it. She actually knows what she's talking about. But think about it. Devin hurt these motherfuckers. Devin hurt them. But no one wants to say that. They don't want to be pieced up by Devin Haney and get embarrassed and lose. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid to lose against Devin and have weeks and weeks worth of aches and pains, as opposed to just getting a flash knockdown or getting knocked out. You might have a little concussion. You might not have a concussion, but you'll wake up, and either way is bad, right? But no one wants to lose against Devin because why? Y'all have made Devin the laughingstock. Y'all try to make Devin the laughingstock of boxing. Y'all try to diminish him. Y'all try to downplay his value. You guys try to act like he ain't nothing. Y'all dug the grave yourself. Y'all dug your own grave. Everybody on Devin's list. Nobody called Devin out. He got dug by two motherfuckers. He got dug by Ryan. He got dug by Tejo. He got dug by Uncle. Okay? Uncle Lopez. That's what Tito means, by the way, in Spanish. Or Teo. But the narrative by Timakun Bradley is that no one's afraid of Devin. Teo female is using a power play against Turkey Al-Sheikh. To what ends? It's $11 million. To what ends? What is this power play? The real power play was to take the $11 million and demand all these concessions that Devin gave into. The catch weight, right? What else did he give into? The catch weight, whatever the fuck Devin gave up to make this happen. You want it to happen in motherfucking in America? Well, be firm with Turkey Al-Sheikh, right? Look, I want the fight. I don't want the fight in Saudi Arabia, but you can't do that because you were willing to fight Boots in Saudi Arabia. So when you try to say the same shit about Devin, well, when you try to go against that with Devin, it comes out as clear as day that you're trying to torpedo this fight with Devin Haney. Why? If you're trying to torpedo this fight with Devin, why are you doing it? What is the purpose? Why has Ryan Garcia? Queen Mother Shaquila, good morning to you. Think about it. Ryan Garcia afraid to lose to Devin because he doesn't have his Jack LaLanne machine. He ain't got his Jack LaLanne. So guess what? He knows Devin will mollywop him. Worse than Rolly Romero did. He knows it. But they're not afraid to fight him. Then why are they ducking? As a matter of fact, Ryan Garcia is so afraid of Devin that he wants to take a year off for mental health. Woo-wee. This motherfucker want to take a year off for mental health purposes. What was it? What was it? Tell me. But we're supposed to believe no one is afraid of Devin. Okay, where's the motherfuckers that's gonna step up? Out of all the motherfuckers, I'll say Jerron Boots Ennis Jerron Boots Ennis got bigger things to worry about. He has unification at 147, right? That's what he's focused on. I ain't mad at Jerron if he don't want to motherfucking fight. He has never called out Devin. He's never talked shit about Devin. He's never said Devin was a bitch, this, that, and the third. He never went out. He never spoke out against Devin Haney. As a matter of fact, his father said he knows Devin would fight Jerron Boots Ennis, according to BFTV. So Jerron, he's not ducking Devin. But what about Keyshawn Davis? What about Coonshawn? Everybody believes that Coonshawn is a dog and will just up and fight Devin Haney. Okay, where you at? Where you at? You said you want to go. Here's the bottom line. Coonshawn Davis is not going to be able to unify at 135 pounds. It's not going to happen. He might unify against Navarrete maybe or whatever. If Loma gets stripped, he might fight. He might unify the IBF belt, but he ain't gonna unify. He's not going to be able to unify the other belts. He's not going to be able to get undisputed. There is not going to be an undisputed champion at 135 as long as the title holders that are in place are the title holders. Gervonta Tonka Truck Davis has no interest in unifying. Shakur won't fight Coonshawn. Coonshawn won't fight Shakur. So at most, you might get 2 belts. You might get a 2-belt unification at 135. Okay. Coonshawn has been very outspoken against Devin because back in the day he got his feelings hurt because he felt like the third wheel, and he's also upset with Devin for having a father. Okay. Keyshawn does not like fathers in the sport of boxing. He is anti-father, and that's why he hates Devin. Completely irrational, completely female-like, but it is what it is. Go ahead and drop them motherfucking belts. Go up to 147, where people will unify and fight Devin Haney. You got the whatever the fuck belt you got, right? That you got from that fuck guy. I'm fucking up my names right now. Dennis Baranchi. If you're not afraid of Devin, then go ahead, take your belt, go up there, whatever the fuck, fight Devin. Fight Devin at 147. You said you was gonna move up to make way for Shakur anyway. You said you're gonna leave 135, get out Shakur Stevenson's way, and bada boom, bada bing. You didn't call Devin all kind of bitches. You're a coon. You know what I'm saying? You are. I'm pretty sure you don't have a problem with T.O. and his antics. You embrace a racist named Ryan Garcia. So imagine the buildup. Go ahead. He's defending his title against Edwin De Los Santos. Whoop on Edwin De Los Santos, and you'll be ready by October. Devin has a card in October, right? What is that? July, August, September. It's the beginning of June. September, October. That's 5 months. You can do it. You can do it. Go ahead, Keyshawn.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
Put Edwin De Los Santos away. Move up to 147 and fight Devin Haney. What was it? We know Tonka Truck ain't gonna fight Devin. He's not going to go to 147. No, but he'll go to 2,000 pounds to fight Jake Paul. He'll fight Jake Paul, skirt around Devin, skirt around all these weight classes just to bypass Devin and fight Jake Paul, but won't fight Devin Haney. But we're supposed to believe that no one is afraid of Devin. Who else? Who else is on that list? Everybody that's on that list. Jerron Boots Ennis, Ryan Garcia, T.O., Coonshawn Davis, Tonka Truck Davis, 5-4. I don't remember the names. None of them has answered the call. No one has volunteered to be the Huckleberry. Where is the Huckleberry that's going to prove Tim McCoon Bradley right? No one said, I didn't say that they're afraid of his knockout power. What I said was, and what I believe is, they're afraid of getting styled on and embarrassed for 12 rounds and ending up in the hospital with broken ribs, you know what I'm saying, a lumped up face, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid because people have diminished Devin Haney for so many years, that, including a lot of these fighters, right? Ryan Garcia had to be on steroids, but he had to be on SARMs to beat Devin. He had to be on SARMs. I must have missed the last fight. Here we go. No, I did not miss the last fight. You talking about the fight where Devin styled on Jose Ramirez for 12 rounds? Beat his ass? He beat him up. Oh, excessive movement this, excessive movement that. Well, you're not in the fucking ring with these fighters for you to tell them that they move too much. What is the barometer? How much movement is allowed in the sport of boxing? Ran all night. You have no idea what you're talking about. Ran all night. Devin at no point turned his back on Jose Ramirez and started sprinting around. He didn't have to do that. He used footwork. He used lateral movement, backward movement. He pieced up Jose Ramirez. I don't care what you do. And that's the point. Because you're lying in here. You're full of shit. Devin did not run one time in that fight. See, y'all are mad that Devin didn't just stand there and trade with Jose. That's not what he wanted to do. Y'all think that Devin was afraid to get hit. Y'all thought he was afraid to use the jab. Y'all thought it was just that and third. Devin had a game plan and he stuck to it. Jose Ramirez couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't figure him out. He was not equipped. That's on Jose Ramirez. Because Devin won the fight. Devin won. And I have it on good authority that Devin had more shit in his bag that he did not want to show Ryan Garcia. Because Ryan Garcia was next. And he did not want to show that to Ryan Garcia. And unfortunately, it's not unfortunately, because it can work against his next opponent. That's why Devin is trying to have the best opponent possible in his next fight. Y'all go ahead and sleep. Go ahead and sleep on him. Of course they want Rock'em Sock'em, Pookie Bear. That's all they want. But they don't really want Rock'em Sock'em robots. They don't want that. They want Rock'em Sock'em when it comes to Devin, because they don't think Devin is going to hold up. They think Devin's going to get knocked down, get knocked out. They don't think Devin can handle it. And that's fine. Let them think that. They don't really want Rock'em Sock'em. It's only certain fighters they don't want that from. It's only certain fighters. Only black fighters that they only like that. They only want that from slick black boxers. Right? And of course, they're accustomed to the so-called Mexican style, where they just standing there and bang, right? They stand there and bang, which is fine, you know, if that's what they want to do. But everyone's not going to fight like that. So if you don't fight like that, like a so-called Mexican, if it's not so-called Mexican style, then it's what? What it's running if it's not Mexican style? Exactly, non-athletic. If I don't stand there and trade with you, if I don't get knocked out or knock you out, then I'm running. If I use excessive movement, or if I don't set, if I don't plant myself when you want me to, because everybody's talking about these opportunities that Devin had to plant and throw. Well, that is not what he wanted to do. And how do you know that these were the opportunities? Again, you're not in there. You know what I'm saying? If it was excessive movement, then he should have lost. No, it was the right amount of movement because he won unanimous decision. Exactly, Queen Sister Cameron. It was up to Jose Ramirez. He could not do it, but y'all mad at Devin. What about when so if Devin ran, Jose Ramirez ran too, because he chased him around the ring. He followed him. So if Devin ran, Jose Ramirez ran, but y'all ain't got shit to say about that. Once again, y'all want Devin to stand there, bang, right? Y'all want him to get punched on. That's the bottom line to it. Y'all want Devin to get punched on and knocked out. Y'all want Devin to get punched on, knocked down. That's what y'all want. Otherwise, it's running. The name of the game is to hit and not get hit. That's what Devin was doing. Who cares if he only landed 70 punches? How many did Jose Ramirez land? 12? You know what I'm saying? Devin landed at will, essentially. It is what it is. He won. He outlanded Jose Ramirez. He outmaneuvered him, right? His ring generalship completely nullified Jose Ramirez's aggression, made it ineffective. But that's not what y'all wanted. So because that didn't happen, Bud Slick, no complaints. That's not true. Because just because Bud Slick doesn't mean that he uses his slickness all the time. Bud will put himself in positions to get hit. And has been hit. He's been hurt multiple times. What are we talking about? What do we see? They do complain about Bud. That's completely utter nonsense. When Devin fought Regis Prograis, y'all complain about that, the way he fought Regis. When he fought Loma, y'all complain about that. Y'all said Loma won. It doesn't matter what Devin does. It doesn't. Y'all don't care about none of that. I'll never complain about Devin being a runner before. But because he styled on Jose Ramirez, now he's a runner. I'm a liar? Okay. You're a liar. It's foolish. Straight foolish. I don't really care what your opinion is. Because at the end of the day, Devin won. And Devin put out a list. If Devin's a runner, then stop him. Answer the call. Answer the call. And show everybody that there is nothing to fear from Devin Haney. If he's a runner, go ahead and stop him. Easy peasy. if you have the skill, if you're better than Devin, go ahead and stop him from running, cut off the ring, and put his ass down. No, we're not paying to watch him run. Well, then how about you pay to watch somebody stop him from running? Now Devin's a runner all of a sudden. After one fight where Devin used more footwork and more lateral movement to get around the ring, now he's a runner. Y'all kill me with that shit. I can't wait. I cannot wait until Tonka Truck Davis retires so that you motherfuckers can leave the sport of boxing. Whatever brought y'all here, I can't wait till it goes away. It's not called fighting. It's not called fighting. What are you talking about? It's not. The sport is not called fighting. It's called boxing. You know what boxing is? When you box against your opponent, it's not just about putting hands on people. See, you're not a real boxing enthusiast, because if all you want is to see people throw hands and try to, stand there in the pocket the whole goddamn fight and just throw shots, then you don't give a shit about boxing. So you should not have any opinion about a fighter who does box, but you do. And you sound stupid as hell because you're talking about it's called fighting. It's not called fighting. It's called boxing. You can fight in the sport of boxing. You can use, you can be defensively sound. You can use a lot of footwork. You can use a lot of upper body movement. You can use a shoulder roll. There are many different ways to box. It's not fighting. It's boxing. You know what I mean? And it's not catch me if you can, if you cut off the ring. It's catch me if you can, if you follow me around the ring. You nitwit? Well, midwit. I'll give you midwit. I'll give you midwit. If you can cut off the ring and prevent the runner from running, if you cut them off and give them no path to run, that's not catch me if you can. That's called cutting off the ring. Now, if a fighter is using footwork, lateral movement, L steps, shuffle steps, if they spin you, if they pivot, and you don't know how to cut that off, if you're just following them, that's catch me if you can. And guess who's the person that's initiating the catch me if you can game? The motherfucker that don't know how to cut off the ring. Jose Ramirez made it a catch me if you can game. Not Devin. You don't know shit about boxing. Not a motherfucking thing. You're an idiot. No, they're not considering. Where did you find that? Queen Sister Cameron says we have to consider the criteria. Yeah, it's the ring IQ, effective aggression. Yeah. Where are they considering? Show me that. Show me where they're considering a no running rule. Long break MMA, leg break MMA, who's probably never performed the leg kick and does not do MMA, says Devin is trash. Okay, cool. I know he saw it on TV. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. See, Showbiz the man-child is not a. He's not any. He does not have any authority in the sport of boxing. He made an opinionated statement about creating a no running rule that would be completely subjective and would be at the discretion of the referee. There would be no way to gauge how much is too much running. That would be completely up to the referee. That's why he said it will be at the discretion of the referee. Because there's no way to gauge how much running is too much running. How do you, and what is running? You have to define that now. If you're going to make that a rule, you have to define running. You have to define it. Define running. Bro, pull up, and I know. See, you're gay. This dude wants me to roll around on the ground with him. I don't do that. I don't do that. You said leg kick. You said your name is leg break, not choke MMA. Leg break. I am not about to roll on the ground with another man. I don't understand why you motherfuckers on the internet say pull up. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You choke me out in 30 seconds? Okay. Yeah, I don't roll on the ground. I don't roll around. I don't hug and wrap my legs around men. I don't do that. I just simply do not. I am sufficient and proficient. I am proficient at takedown defense. And if you catch me in the streets and you try to take me down and even succeed at getting me to the ground, you might be bleeding excessively from a wound. By the time you realize it, you're going to be passing out from excessive blood loss. Just to give you a warning. Because as soon as I see you go down, or as soon as I see you try to wrap your arms around me, it's going to be over from there. Yeah, there's going to be a sharp object involved at that point. There's going to be a sharp object, and you might even succeed at getting me down. But yeah, I'm a coward, sure. Go ahead and try me. Try to take me down. You're going to be bleeding. Guaranteed. You won't even see the point. Yeah, you're going to think I'm punching you. You're going to think I'm punching you. Why is this guy punching me in the armpit? Why is he punching me in the neck like that? Oh, light. Why is he lightly punching me in the neck? Why is he punching me in the eye? Oh, wait a minute. My eyes, oh shit. I can't see. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Try to take me to the ground. You see, I don't train in jiu-jitsu and all that. Oh, fuck all that. I train in boxing and Muay Thai. That's what I train in. And that's good enough for me. And takedown defense. That's I'm good. I'm going to sue me. Explain how I'm going to sue myself. Make it make sense. Yeah, this dude is a Devin fan for sure. I'm no one's fan. I'm no one's fan. I'm not a fanatic of anybody. I support Devin. I appreciate Devin's skill and ability and his heart. I appreciate what he's doing in the sport of boxing. I got mad support for Devin. Yeah. But I'm no one's fan. No, I'm not going to sue him because he's not going to be living. Right? Because as soon as you try to take me down, because here's the scenarios. You try to grab me and wrestle with me and all that shit, and we're outside. You try to slam my head on the ground, you try to choke me out, you might not stop. I'm not going to take any chances. So as soon as I determine that you're trying to take me down, no, you might not even be alive for me to sue. It is what it is. Anyway, so that's what Tim Bradley's take is. That no one's afraid of Devin, but no one has stepped up. No one has stepped up to answer the call. Now, Tim McCoon Bradley said he would fight Devin. Okay. When is that gonna happen? I think Devin is free right now. Right? The next person on his list is Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson has to fight William Zepeda in July. So Devin is free. So Tim McCoon Bradley should be getting on the phone with Devin's people and calling and asking to fight him. You said Tim McCoon Bradley said he would fight Devin Haney right now at 147. Make it happen. Come on, Tim McCoon. Come on. Make it happen. Make it happen. That's what I want to see. I want to see Tim McCoon Bradley step in the ring with Devin Haney. You know how, and what's interesting to me is, you know, Tim McCoon Bradley has been very outspoken in writing for Teofimo Lopez in every situation. He said that Teo would beat Jerron Boots Ennis, right? Did this whole thing, gave all these stupid reasons, but ignored the reasons why, you know, Jerron Boots Ennis would whiz ass up the shit out of motherfucking Teo. Now he's going to bat for Teo in regards to ducking Devin Haney. This is what happens when you ride for a fighter like this. When you ride for a fighter like Teofimo Lopez and he gets to ducking, now you gotta play Jedi mind tricks to convince people that Teo wasn't ducking. Oh, it was a power play. No one's afraid of Devin. Oh, 11 million is not enough to fight Devin. But listen to me, because I used to be a professional fighter. Oh, I'll fight Devin right now. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. You know, everything will reveal itself, right? We'll find out who Devin will fight next. We'll find out who's going to step up. We're going to find out. We'll find out who's going to step up. We'll find out who he's fighting next. And we'll see the outcome. We'll see if Devin runs or if his opponent can cut off the ring. If that's what they're worried about. If Devin gets to run, can they cut off the ring? Can they make it a fight? Can they force Devin to use all his tools? You see, because that is going to be the responsibility of Devin's opponent. Because Devin did what he was supposed to do, right? He outboxed Jose Ramirez. He landed clean, hard punches, landed good combinations, set up Jose Ramirez. Not the way y'all would like, but he did it. So he did his part. And his next opponent, if they're concerned about that, they'll have to come up with a game plan to mitigate that. Okay, so now we're going to have to force Devin to expose himself. We're going to have to force him to throw more punches. If he throws more punches in the pocket or at mid-range, he will be open for our shots. He'll be open for counters. We have to put him in the position where this is more likely. That is how you handle that. You don't complain about him running and say, no, I'm not going to fight Devin because he's a runner. No, you say, you know what? I don't give a fuck he's a runner. I'm going to fight him, and I'm going to whoop his ass anyway. Right? That's how I know you about that life. That's how I know you really not afraid of Devin. You not afraid of Devin? All right. Then say, you know what? Based on his last fight, he might be moving a lot. You know, he might catch me coming in with check hooks and spin off and pivot, right? He might do those things. He might shuffle step. He might throw some body shots and get out of there. What can I do to counter that? How can I prevent this from happening? I know he's going to do that. All right, I know he's going to, if I come in, he's going to check hook. So maybe I feint, make him throw his check hook, then I'll step right and catch him with a body shot or catch him over the top, right? Oh, he's going to throw the 1-2 and step off to the right. All right, he throws that 1-2. I'm going to slip that 2 to the left, and I'm going to catch him with a body shot and then come up top. But I have to step to the left, not forward, so that when he throws his right, you know what I'm saying? He can shuffle step to the left, or if he throws, you know, whatever, he can step here, step that way. No, you got to make sure you do things to mitigate that. Cameron says, talk to him. We true boxing fans, not fanatics, are more concerned with the best fighting the best, not outcome. As said by BFTB, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you don't know the outcome yet. That's the thing about it. Everybody concerned about Devin running. They already think the outcome is going to be Devin's going to win by unanimous decision. Because they don't believe they can stop Devin from running. Because he uses footwork so well. Because he was able to make Jose Ramirez miss so much. They think the same thing is going to happen to them. So what do? They come up with these pre-planned and these pre-excuses. Oh, he's a runner. Nobody wants to see that. Oh, yeah, nobody wants to see that. I believe Tim McCoon-Bradley even said that. But now you want to fight him? Now you're saying you want to fight Devin. You want to come out of retirement to fight Devin. They are fanatics, Sister Cameron. They are fanatics. But I say this. I will have more respect for the guy that steps up to fight Devin, despite them believing that he's going to run too much. Because they will not concern themselves with that. They'll say, okay, if Devin runs, I know how to handle that. So I'm going to train for it. I'm going to make sure my sparring partners use a lot of lateral movement. That's what sparring is for. I'm going to make sure that I drill myself. I'm going to drill the footwork. I'm going to use the agility ladder. I'm going to go sprinting, right? I have to make sure my legs are strong. So I'm going to, add some resistance training for my legs so that when he starts to do this and go that way, go this way, I can spring into position and cut him off. Not just plod forward. Not plod forward and try to do lunging shots. Well, that's not fucking working. I'm not even a professional fighter, and I know what I can do to stop Devin from using so much movement and to stand there and bang with me if I want him to. Or to put himself in a position where I can land some shots on him. Y'all are giving these fighters an out when you say things about Devin like that. Because you have no confidence in your favorite fighter. And they don't have any confidence in themselves. Tim Coon Bradley has no faith in his new employer. I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? He must be employed by him, right? He must be on the payroll. Everybody else gets accused of being on Devin's payroll when they speak up for Devin. So, Tim Coon Bradley has no faith that T.O. can beat Devin. Because he knows all T.O.'s going to do. And T.O. knows all he's going to do. He's going to jump in, throw some combinations, jump out, jump in, throw some combinations, do this flashy shit, all this other shit. And Devin's going to stand there like, nigga, what are you doing? Devin's not even going to have to run against T.O. T.O.'s going to lunge in. He's going to jump in, throw some combinations, do all this back and forth footwork, right? Because he can't out footwork Devin. He's going to get caught coming in. Kind of like Regis did. It's going to look like Regis. Right? Except Devin's going to have to do a little more work. Because T.O. is more athletic than Regis. And he's slicker than Regis. Right? But he does not have more IQ than Regis. He just has more tools. So it's going to be like T.O. is more like, he's going to be Devin is soft. Okay. But no one wants to step up to fight him. He's so soft. Anyway. So T.O., he knows that his athleticism and his speed is not going to work against Devin Haney. It's not. Because Devin's timing and his technique and his footwork is going to nullify that. Y'all think Devin's going to run from against T.O.? Run? No, T.O.'s not. No, T.O.'s not that. What? T.O.'s not Jose Ramirez. T.O.'s going to be looking to counter Devin. Right? He's not going to look to be first, to land the first shot. He's not going to be looking at that. He's going to be looking for Devin to counter. Or he's going to be looking for Devin to throw, and he's going to want to counter. Or if he does, if he sees that Devin's not taking the bait, he's going to jump in, right? Use all this slick shit. He's going to try to do all this flashy shit, and do all that, and try to throw these little pot shots and all that. And Devin's not going to go for it. It's not going to require Devin to do a lot of footwork. It's not. He's going to be able to stand, for the most part, in the center of the ring, because T.O.'s not going to step to Devin in that way. That's not how T.O. fights. T.O.'s not really a pressure fighter, right? He has pop. He has pop on his punches, but he's not a pressure fighter. Cameron says this overwhelms them because he is throwing jabs and then moving. Exactly. But that's exactly what he's going to do. But Devin is not going to go. Devin knows how to handle that. Right? Because T.O. is not necessarily looking to land those shots when he does that. He's looking for you to try to counter that so that he can counter you. That's where he wants to land his big shots. With his counters. Well, that's not going to work on Devin. It's not going to work on Devin. And he knows that. And he probably knows that because he sparred Devin. And Devin whooped his ass. Yes, he's a one-trick pony. One trick, do I still got it pony? Right? He's going to make him look worse than Sandor Martin. That's what he's afraid of. Not necessarily. Boxers aren't afraid to fight, y'all. They're afraid to get embarrassed. They're afraid to get made to be looking bad. Especially against a fighter that everybody already is looking at like he ain't shit anyway. Devin does not have a lot of support out here in the boxing world. Right? Because everybody downplays him. pillow fisted, chinny. Now he's chinny all of a sudden. Oh, Lennar has rocked him. All these things they say about Devin. Now they're adding runner
Speed camera ahead.
to his to that. Oh, speed camera. Oh, let me slow him down now. Hold on, killer. Speed cameras. Jesus. Let me slow on down now. Go on ahead, slow down. Anyway. Damn. That's ass. Well, it is a school zone, so let me slow down anyway. So they're not listen, you guys. T.O. knows he can't handle Devin. And like I said, you know, Devin probably whooped him in sparring. And it is what it is, you guys. And Tim McCoon Bradley is oh, that dude, man. That dude right there. That dude right there. He's just something else. But I want to see it. I want to see Tim McCoon Bradley come out of retirement to fight Devin. He said he would, so come on with it. Come on, I want to see it. Cameron says this generation is so damn scared to lose or not being allowed to do what they do. Exactly. Exactly. You know, Coach Calvin, when he said that, or was that Coach Kenny? One of them motherfuckers said it. He exposed the current generation of boxers right then and there. Right? Even though he was talking about Talking Truck Davis, you know, it applies to so many other fighters. There's so many elite fighters because they get so much pressure to hold that zero. And Mayweather kind of cultivated that in the culture, right? He injected that. He injected that necessity. Oh, you can't lose. You got to be undefeated. His pursuit of being undefeated, his pursuit of 50-0. That to me that was the prime mover of the mentality of a lot of these boxers today. And you know what a prime mover is? That is the thing that gets things kicked off. It's like the catalyst. So in scientific terms, you know, it's a scientific term, the prime mover is the thing that, the prime mover is the very first thing that sparks something, right? Like if you get the flu, and you're thinking, oh, well, shit, I got the flu. And that's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about why you got the flu. Well, the flu, you caught the flu. The flu is just the manifestation of what caused you to get sick, right? It's the symptoms. It's the fever, the cough, the fatigue, the muscle aches, all this shit. That is just the product. That is the symptom that you are. The prime mover is the virus, the bacteria, right? The infection, the initial infection. That's the prime mover. Just like with muscle growth. What is the prime mover of muscle growth? Right? Well, it's, you know, your mitochondria producing ATP so that your cells, right, the mRNA can go out and it create and it binds all these amino acids together, and now you're building protein. The prime mover was the energy being created by the mitochondria and the mRNA sending the message out, right? Taking the message and making things happen, right? The messenger RNA. It writes instructions. That's the prime mover. You just see muscle growth. Oh, look, I gained 10 pounds of muscle, right? But nonetheless, Floyd Mayweather, his pursuit of being completely undefeated, never having a loss in his entire career, that is what drove this new age of fighter. And it also drove this new age of fans. Everybody's afraid to lose their O. It's so horrible. Well, I can't be undefeated. I can't lose. Oh, well, what will my fans think of me? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? So that's the problem with having fans, right? Because when you have a fan expects certain things from their idol. And that's why idol worship is so horrible, right? Hey, when you're a fanatic of an individual, right, you are idol worshiping. Because you expect a certain thing from that idol. You are expecting a certain thing. You're expecting a certain product. Every time they do something, every time you use them for a service, every time they you want them to entertain you, you want it to be a certain way. And when they don't do it that way, all of a sudden, you don't like them no more. They lose value in your eyes because they didn't do the thing you expected them to do. That's why I appreciate Devin Haney supporters so much, because Devin, he doesn't care about losing. He wants to win, of course. See, it's Devin's place to want to win every time. Not because he has to protect his O, but because he wants to prove himself each and every time. And if he doesn't win, well, Allah is the perfect planner. That's what he says. Oh, Allah is the perfect planner. Everything will happen as it should. That's why I respect him so much. That's why I respect Devin. Because even when he loses, he believes it's the perfect plan. If your favorite fighter loses, they're devastated. They can't handle it. What did Tonka Truck David say? What did Tonka Truck David say? He said that he is afraid to lose, not because he got whooped by a fighter. No, he is afraid of the fallout of losing. He is afraid of being a meme. He is afraid of losing support because his fans, right, will detach themselves from him when he loses because they're fanatics. Fanatics want things a certain way. I appreciate that, No Cap Entertainment. Oh, for sure, No Cap. Oh, thank you for stopping through, man. I think I saw you in Champside's live stream. Thank you for coming through and hitting that like button. But Devin doesn't care about that, right? And everybody that I know that supports Devin, they don't care if he loses or not. Everybody that supported Errol, Deontay Wilder, these fighters have a special support base. Their support base is special. Whereas back in the day, pre-Mayweather, they were the norm. We were the norm. We just wanted to see great fights. We wanted to see the Hagler-Hearn, right? We wanted to see the motherfucking Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler and what's that? The Mexican? Not Mexican. One of the four kings. You know what I'm talking about. It's the Latin dude. I'm bad with names when I'm driving. But you know what I'm talking about. Ali Frazier. I'm fucking Foreman. We wanted to see what the fight was going to look like. We wanted to see how they came through the other side. We wanted to see them go through adversity, right? To challenge themselves. We wanted to see how they challenge themselves. Not whether or not they lost, right? Even when Mike Tyson was fighting, right? We like the dazzling knockouts and all that other shit. But when he stepped up competition, it would take him longer and longer to knock motherfuckers out. And it was the anticipation. We wanted to find out, is he going to get tired? Is he going to gas out? Is he going to get knocked out? Hell, even with Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones could have stayed at whatever weight he was at. You know, that motherfucker jumped up 18,000 weights, 18,000 divisions, all the way to heavyweight. Why did he do that? He wanted to challenge himself. Look, I already did what I could do at this division. Let me go up and see what I can do at this division. Let me move up. Let me move up. Let me move up. Roy Jones is one of my top 5 fighters, favorite fighters, because of that mentality. And when he lost to Tarver, it was what it was. He got knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, oh my God, I hate Roy Jones Jr. now. Oh, yeah, he ain't shit. He's ass. Well, look at all the work he put in to get to that point. We don't have that no more. And that's what these fighters understand. They understand that. And they say, I'm afraid to fight Devin because he might beat the shit out of me. He might embarrass me. And I'm going to lose support because I lost to Devin. I lost to Devin. I know Devin is that shit. I know Devin is a beast. And I know the likes of a Ryan Garcia has to be on PEDs to beat him. And how many people were happy? There were so many happy people, so many happy fighters when Devin lost to Ryan Garcia pre-performance enhancing drug knowledge. They were happy. They were excited. Coonshawn Davis was excited. Tonka Truck Davis was excited. Right? I'm not really sure if Shakur was excited. I don't think he was. Shakur actually, showed Devin quite a bit of support. Why were they happy? Well, because they were like, man, whew, I ain't got to fight him now. I ain't got to worry about Devin Haney no more. Right? And it wasn't because Ryan was able to beat him. No, it was because, well, no one's going to call for me to fight Devin. No one's going to call for this. I'm good now. I'm free and clear. I know a lot of people think Coonshawn Davis would fight Devin, but I don't think he would. I don't know. I got to see it. Right? But it is what it is. People are afraid to lose to Devin because of the public outlash, the blowback, because they'll be embarrassed, because they believe their stock will drop if they lose to Devin. And they know the likelihood of them losing to Devin is high. Now, this might not be every fighter. Like, I don't think Brian Norman, I know Devin called out Brian Norman. I don't think Brian Norman is afraid to fight Devin. I don't think Jerron Boots is afraid to fight him. Not sure about Keyshawn. I gotta be honest with you. He seems like he might be the least likely of everyone else to duck Devin, but I've seen nothing from Keyshawn to show me that he would just, oh yeah, I'd fight Devin right now. I haven't seen him personally, but it is what it is. So when Timokoon Bradley says no one is afraid to fight Devin, well, 2 fighters on his list ducked him. So he has already been proven wrong twice. And there you have that. But I'm looking forward to Timokoon Bradley coming out of retirement to fight Devin. Devin is free right now. Devin is free. Maybe Turkey Alice Sheik will offer Timokoon Bradley the same amount. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Timokoon. Now, I don't like the idea of, Timokoon Bradley getting a payday off of Devin because he's a fucking coon. But, I mean, he said he'd do it, and I'm pretty sure Devin wouldn't turn down the smoke. So, come on, Tim McCoon, go on ahead with it. You'll come out of retirement. You fight Devin. You're not afraid of him. Nobody's afraid of him. So let's see that happen. Anyway, I'm gonna get on off of this thing. Thank you guys for coming through and hitting that like button. Please hit the like button if you are coming in to do a rewatch or whatever they call that. What do they call that when you do the replay? I don't know. It is what it is. Roberto Duran. Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe. And we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.